Yeah, okay, let's start with Elate. 3 for 3 at a mile and a quarter. Is that solely why she's going in
The fact that she is 3 for 3 at a mile and a quarter leads us to the reason why we chose the Classic. I mean, she's a top class mare and she's run very well at the distance, and we want to give her the best opportunity we can at that trip.
What's the difference in Elate at a mile and a quarter and Elate at a mile and an eighth, where she's still a very good horse, but she's not as dominant?
I mean, she's a grade 1 winner at both distances, but it just seems like, for whatever reason, she just cruises along very well, and she still has run in her, going a mile and a quarter. I mean, some horses, they'll tend to flatten out a little bit, at that distance, but she seems to be always coming on strong.
You've had a lot of top mares, it goes without saying. Where does this compare as far as challenges that you've asked of one of your
Well, we're throwing
fillies?
her in deep water. I mean, we very seldom run the fillies against the colts, and unless we think we've got a top-class horse and one that would fit the race. And I mean, I think she fits the conditions of the race very well, and she's proven it. It's not like it's a guessing game for us about the mile and a quarter. Of course, we're running against good competition, so she's still got to run her very best race to compete.
And you said a good competition, including your other horse, Yoshida, grade 1
He's
winner
very
on dirt and
good.
turf.
I mean, he's a good competitor. He's done well at a mile and a quarter. I mean, he got in the Breeders' Cup at Churchill Downs. He got beat a length and a half and finished 4th, but ran a very good race to a very good group. Thunder Snow, Accelerate were in front of him. I think Thunder Snow beat us in nose. So, if he repeats that race, I mean, that's going to put him in the mix. I think there's a lot of horses in the race that are going to be competitive. I mean, I don't think you can, draw a line through that many of them. I think it's wide open.
Well, what's Yoshida's best surface, you think? He is a grade 1 winner on both
Very
dirt and turf.
versatile horse. Very versatile horse. I mean, he's kind of done it all. He's a grade 1 winner on turf and dirt. I think he's he's got the pedigree for both, and it should make him an interesting stallion prospect. Just the fact that he's done both.
For the lay person who maybe doesn't realize it, how rare is that to have a horse that does have that type of versatility to be able to have that
It's
kind of
very
top
rare.
action on both surfaces?
Generally, with most horses, they're either clearly one or the other. I mean, it's just interesting how sometimes you can have a horse that's so good on the dirt. I mean, you can have a champion horse and run them on the turf, and they just don't do that well. We had a horse called Cigar that was, just so on the turf, and we put him on the dirt, and he
was literally a world beater.
He had a good run.
Okay, your other Breeders' Cup horses, you had Channel Maker just worked, and just sort of talk about him.
Good. We breezed him on the dirt. We've done all his breezes all year on the dirt, apart from maybe once or twice, but we just want to get some exercise in him, and he worked well enough. I think he was a half in 4 furlongs and 50, and that's probably the same time that Yoshida worked in this morning. So, you know what I mean? I think it was a good, useful work, and all he's got to do is come out good, and we got to get to the race.
Well, the domestic division of the mile and a half turf horses, literally they've been beating each other, taking turns,
Yes,
it seems like.
we compete very well. I think we belong very well with all the domestic horses, with all the horses east, west coast. But when the Euros come in, I think they come in with a loaded hand, and we have to respect that.